Hey everybody, it's Minerva Crowhurst.
And I'm Cordelia Blackwood.
And this is Over the Cauldron Podcast. Hooray! We are here with the Valentine's Day episode.
Yay, love.
Looking very much forward to today's episode. Gonna get in a little history. And then Cordelia's gonna give us some super fun updates with her work. And a spell.
Oh, yeah, yes. And of course, to top it off like a little cherry, a reading from the Tell Me You Love Me Oracle deck. So.
Yes, it's going to be so good. All right. Well, maybe we should kind of dip into today's little bit of an episode. So we're going to... Yeah, so
we're with the history.
Yes. So actually, it kind of really predates everything, but it's the Lupercalia from, and I know I'm probably saying that wrong, but it's that holiday from the Roman times before Valentine's Day. Essentially, it was celebrated by the Romans, and it was celebrated actually the 13th through the 15th. It was a fertility festival. Yay! And that's always focused on reproduction and purification. So there was a lot of pairing rituals, if you could, you know what I mean? So get the little info on that, but that's such a fun time. And so basically it wasn't really romantic. It was really ritualistic and kind of social. So it wasn't witchcraft though. This is like a religion that these people practiced. So yeah, so it wasn't at all anything like super witchy. It was more kind of like a religion based. So that's kind of interesting, I thought.
Oh, yeah, that's really interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, more kind of like folk magic and religion before they were really separated.
Oh, okay, yeah. And I've heard of that before too. So like kind of core into witchcraft before it was called witchcraft. So yeah, I get it. Yeah.
Yeah. And there was a lot of like blood rituals and sex rituals, obviously, that they did.
Oh. Yeah. So it's probably like more raw than like your typical like blood love ritual. Like actually I just got done doing one. So that's crazy. But probably not like all I did was just take a bath. Essentially they probably did more stuff, I bet.
Yeah. Well, digging into that, oh, there goes my notes. That's so funny. But kind of like digging into that, I'm gonna give us a little bit more of an update on that. But basically, all right, and we are back. So we're just going to come back with a little bit more of some fun facts about it. So basically, the festival or the holiday took place near the Romulus and Remus caves, the Lupercalia cave, where they were said to be suckled by the she-wolf, the twins. That's another time. But basically, because the wolves symbolize, raw survival, sexuality, and basically untamed life force, that's kind of like why they were separated over there by by that cave. And they were very feral vibes. Protection, but not, I know that it's purity, but also kind of not, I guess, in a sense. Yeah, and they also sacrifice goats and a dog. Goats for the sex drive. Yep, goats for the sex drive, the abundance and fertility. The dog for guardianship and liminal protector, basically. So they wanted a ghost dog, essentially. But then the blood was smeared on the foreheads of young men, and then they wiped away with like a milk soaked wool. It was like a ritual cleansing and rebirth. It's kind of magic, but again, they did not claim it to be magic. And basically, without too much or whatever, it was kind of like naked people running through the streets. And they were carried strips of goat hide and kind of like smacked women on the butt. And they wanted to be because it increased fertility, ease of childbirth, and the for future lovers, kind of bless them. So it's kind of cool. So it's like, oh, and the connection to it, again, they just kind of like the church, as Rome Christianized it, was rebranded as the festival of like saints, chastity, flowers instead of blood. So, it's kind of got reworked again by history and stuff like that. So, and then there's always, to kind of transition into that, they made it Saint Valentine. And so, kind of like there was like multiple realistically, but the one I found was Saint Valentine. He lived in the third century Rome. And he was, let's see, like, he was kind of like a Christian. He was executed on February 14th. So that's kind of like why it's celebrated on the 14th now. And he banned, um, he banned marriages for younger people. This Claudius got this guy, this Roman emperor. And so Valentine married couples, anyway. And that's essentially why he was killed. So, there's that. And so I guess that's kind of like the first one. He performed marriages in secret, and possibly he's associated, because of storytelling, with love, that he kind of like, did all of those things. But anyways, let's see. But when did it get romanticized? Middle Ages. So the 12th and 14th century. That's pretty much the real shift is what happens. The poet Geoffrey Chaucer wrote about birds choosing mate on Valentine's Day. So that's when the courting kind of like took off. I believe they called it courtly, if I remember correctly. So,
Oh, you're right.
yep. And then it's kind of like that's when love became poetic. And basically, that's when it started symbolizing Valentine's Day with the Valentine, saint history, poetry, longing, devotion. Um, Pretty much this is the opposite of the Lupercalia festival because there is no sex or no spells. This is just love. Love in its one of its purest forms, just kind of like showing your love instead of not love, you know what I mean? Like the opposite of
Yeah.
that. And then pretty much like it looks like that the history of, kind of like where do we fit, where do us witches kind of fit in? It's pretty much not witches from my research that I found. It's kind of still like we were talking about before, kind of like folk magic, um, kind of
Hmm.
kind of more practitioners than it was, you know, uh, witchy witch like it is today. It kind of is just like instead of like super spells, they kind of just made like charms, prayers, tokens, and they kind of would use some herbs for influence of love, but not anything like super spelly, just kind of more like charms and tokens. And that was pretty normal at that time in the 14th, in like in between that 12th and 14th century. That was like normal. And then pretty much when it became witchcraft, it was kind of in the 15th and 17th centuries. They got renamed. The love charms got renamed as witchcraft, which is kind of interesting, because a lot of people have charms like that today, and carrying charms like such as like a rosary or a cross is kind of like the same thing, I would think.
Yeah, and you gotta think about like people making talismans and charms and stuff like that too for love. But isn't it like a big like faux pas now to like cast love spells, but like because you're doing it against someone's will, basically.
Well, I would say, everybody does what they want. I personally do not perform those kind of spells because I don't believe in kind of trying to influence one's will. But I do a lot of self-love spells or, kind of attracting what is meant for me comes to me more of a sense. Like when I did, the that ritual before I met my husband. I think I told you about that where,
Yes, you
yeah, that little meditation. And so it didn't really influence anybody's will. It just kind of brought that closer to me, which worked
Yeah,
quite
throw like
quickly.
a pop to me. Yeah.
Yeah, quite quickly did it work, which is nice. But there's just that's my take on it. Anybody is going to do whatever they want, and I'm not going to shame anybody for what they want to do, but that's just kind of like where I'm at with it.
Yeah, no, I totally feel you. And like with the spell that I'm going to do during this episode, it's not necessarily like I'm calling on a certain someone. It's since I am single and looking, I'm putting it out there into the universe for it to give me what I desire. It's not I want John to be in love with me or anything like that. But no, I don't
Yeah.
like that. Honestly, like I don't do it because, I believe like, you get what you give. And if you are trying to take someone's will to, be attracted to you, then it's only like you're going to have to pay that sooner or later. You know
Well,
what I
yeah.
mean?
Yeah, exactly. And on top of that, it's like, well, you're attracting this person, and this person could be super terrible for you, and you have no idea,
Yeah.
or you do, and you're keeping them in your life. You know what I mean? So it's kind
Like
of
like
just,
on The Craft when Sarah was like, "Oh, I want Chris to love me" and stuff like that, and then like he turned like freaking psychopath and stuff, and was like trying to grape her and stuff like
but
that,
that's what I
and
mean. It's kind of like,
yeah,
well, yeah, it's just very, very interesting when people do that. I mean, like again, that's everybody's own choice, but um, you know.
can backfire.
It can backfire. Have I seen it backfire in other people? Yes. But like I said, to each is kind of really everybody's own. But if that's kind of like what they want, that's your prerogative. So,
Yeah, like you won't catch us doing that, but more power to you.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then say, and like I tried to see if there was any like witches that had like any prominent, I guess, like fingerprint, handprint, whatever you want to call it, on Valentine's Day. No. There's nothing any individual which did to help like shape Valentine's Day or did anything particular for Valentine's Day. You know what I mean? Where we have
Mhm.
notable witches and other things. This one, absolutely not. Not any singular thing, really. There's no named which is tied to anything. There's no covens or traditions linked directly to the 14th in quote unquote witches, but like we talked about, folklore, love customs definitely existed alongside of what people were already doing, but it wasn't nothing crazy. It just got,
Yeah.
it was later just demonized during witch panics, the stuff that ended up happening. Um, so sorry guys if any of you were out there kind of trying to claim that pagans is a witch holiday, like Valentine's is a witch pagan holiday. You are incorrect. Um you are very, very wrong. And I do apologize for that, but there's nothing that one is that one is the Romans. So there we go.
With
um
no state for the Romans, but
Yeah, and I mean, there's just more modern myth than actual history, really for Valentine's Day, which is kind of crazy. Um, it's just like, okay, well, I guess that's that. There's nothing really. It's Valentine's Day, unfortunately, like kind of like looking at it, there wasn't too much in regards to like witchcraft. A lot of folk in the Roman stuff, like what they did, and things like that. But other than trying to find anything specific to tie into witchcraft, that was actually a bit of a challenge for me this time. It's kind of just like Rome, fertility, early Christianity, martyr remembrance, Middle Ages, courting, love, and poetry. The 18th and 19th century, cards and gifts. 20th century, that's when the commercialization of witchcraft kind of became adjacent only because of the folk knowledge was criminalized and people started becoming more aware of it, like of the witch trials and stuff like that. So
Mhm.
it's just, love, agency, sexuality, all of that became kind of suspicious. So, I mean, sorry guys, there's really not too much in regards to witchcraft. So the Roman
Well,
stuff,
the
yeah.
more we know, the more we know. So just when next time someone's talking that good stuff and like, oh, it has a lot of witchcraft, like, actually, no, it does not. And then you've been schooled. So they've been schooled. And
Yeah.
that's what we're here for. So,
Well, yeah, and I was like, it was funny because I was like, I was looking, I was like, there's nothing, there's nothing, there's nothing, but there really wasn't. So, I mean, which isn't terrible, but we just now we only really have our spells that we do now.
yeah.
So, I mean, with that being said, I mean, we can go ahead and talk about your experiences with
Oh,
yeah, your work that you've been doing.
yes, yes. So I've been working with Aphrodite since the beginning of the year. Kind of like towards the end of like December into like, the new year and stuff like that. And so far, I have to say that working with her has really boosted my confidence and kind of intensified the beauty that I have that I didn't quite see. So, I mean, yes, I've done glamour spells and stuff like that, and it's helped with that as well. And the glamour spells kind of like took immediately. So, all right. So the first time I gave her an offering, I just kind of like afterwards kind of felt weird, like just like something like kind of taking a hold of me. Like I didn't feel this way yesterday, before starting it. Um, so I woke up and, I just went swimming at my local rec center and stuff and just kind of like tried to embody her, like especially with water and stuff like that. And also so little story for you guys. So my ex, the father of my children, it was like during one of those like really frigid cold nights. He lives further up north than I do, so they really got it bad up there. And he was just asking, hey, do you mind if I could just, bunk with our son? Like, no funny stuff and blah, blah, blah. Like, I was just like, fine, but let's try not to make this a habit. So, like, I don't think she liked him. I
Yeah.
don't think she liked him because of the simple fact that during the night, okay, so it was just me and my daughter in my bed, and he was sleeping with our son. And he kept getting up in the middle of the night because my door is open. And he is just like saying he's overheated and he just keeps puking his guts out. Like, and mind you, it is like below 17 outside. And my thermostat says about 71. It's not that hot. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
especially because
Especially
it's
on a night like that.
yeah,
It was really weird. Like none of us were overheated. You know what I mean? And it just,
got to go.
yeah. She's like, no, I don't like this fool. Get him out of here. Like, here's your ex for a reason. Out. I'm out. Gave him the boot and then he tried to do it again. Like he tried like, hey, when I drop off the kids, can I stay in? And it was like a couple days after when he had them. And I just said no.
Yeah.
Like, no is a full sentence, people. Like, don't let these people tell you. It, like, no is an actual full sentence. You didn't need an explanation or, a reason why. No.
None of
No.
that. Just
Yeah.
a no. And that's
And
great.
that's what I meant about the whole confidence, because before I would have given him an explanation and felt bad because I said no.
Not
You
no
know,
more.
and because of that confidence that I believe Aphrodite gave me, it was just like, no. Well, all right, bye. Go spend the night over at your grandparents. Like, they're around here, right? Yeah.
Yeah, he's got family in the area. Go over there.
Yeah. So, and then last weekend, I kind of did, like I said, a bath ritual and stuff. I used all these herbs that I made like a concoction of, and like Himalayan bath salt. Like, I got this like little pouch of, like, it's a true love pouch that I got at a random store and stuff like that. And I just kind of like tweaked it a little bit and add some of my herbs into the bath. Um, whilst I don't mean to be a little crude here, but like when I started my menstruation and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So if you're a lady, that's an easier way to do blood spells. Just wait for that, mind you. So like if you're not really prone to like, pricking yourself or anything like that, which I'm not.
Me either.
Yeah. Um, so yeah, I did that to call my lover, kind of get that person into my, atmosphere, call upon them. Yeah, so I did that, what, 2 weeks, or like, no, a week before Valentine's Day. I know it's super sudden, but like, or a little too close to it. I should, but you just never know with these things.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I'm still working with her. She just, kind of, like I said, just lifted up my confidence more than anything, because I think that was a trouble spot of mine, and she saw it, she clocked it, and she's helping me through that. So
That's always good though.
yeah, but just everything's going good so far. So far, so good. So
That's good.
yeah.
I know. I've noticed that your confidence has gotten a lot better too ever since that you've worked.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm glad.
Yeah. It is. And like a lot of that has to do with like, going through a divorce and stuff like that, and trying to get yourself back out there, and then getting ghosted, or, I don't like you the same way, kind of like beats your ego down just a bit, like,
Yeah.
oh my God, what is that one movie? Like, I keep seeing clips for it, and she's right. She's like, when I was single, I was like 24 and everyone was an option. And now it's just age appropriate.
I know.
Who are older girls, and I don't want that. Like, it's true though. It's very shallow, like,
Yeah.
especially like when you're almost 40 and stuff, and the pickings out there that looked okay from when you were in your 20s, and now you're in your almost 40, and they're still in the dating scene. You're like, ooh,
Yeah.
damn. Damn.
I know. I know. Our dating scene, well, I don't know
It's a
now, but I
joke.
know
It's such a
before
joke. And
sucked.
especially with like, you know, the internet and stuff, and like dating apps and stuff. It is a whole mess.
Yeah. It it really is. No,
And they
thank you.
wonder why with the male loneliness epidemic. You don't know why, because like Honestly, it's because like we don't want to deal with all that with another person. Like we just got rid of another person. Like why would I want to tamper with the piece that I just had gotten back to ruin my piece yet again with your stuff? You know what I mean? Like you're supposed to bring happiness and peace into someone's life, not more chaos, especially when they just got rid of said chaos, so.
Yeah, I mean, that's not everybody, but
Yeah,
ooh, that
it's
dating pool.
most. It is
Yeah.
most. I'm not saying all either, but
Yeah. Oh, so I'm just happy to
yeah.
be out of it.
Yeah, right? Like, be lucky you found your man. Oh, but with that being said,
Yes.
we have a spell each, right? Like one for singles and one for couples. You're taking the couples, I'm taking singles, right?
Yep.
Okay. All right. So with that being said, I guess I'll start the party with the attraction spells. So this is a Venus talisman for luck and love. So astrology gives the planet Venus domination over love and relationships. Venus, as you know, is usually the first star you see in the sky. So to petition for her aid, you'll recite the old English nursery rhyme, starlight, star bright, first star see tonight. Like that's basically your incantation for this spell. So it's super easy to remember.
Yep.
And just, so the ingredients. You're going to need a pink piece of paper. As I said, have children, so I have construction paper. So pink paper and a red pen or marker, and then essential oil of rose, jasmine, patchouli, yin yang. Actually, like I said, made a herbal concoction oil for like my personal stash. So I will be using this essential oil for the spell. So to start off on the paper, you're going to draw 2 hearts interlocking. So you are going to draw 1 heart, 1/2 heart, and then the other kind of interlocking with the other. And so you're going to write your name in the left one. And then if you're talking to somebody unofficially, you can write their name. Or if you don't have anyone in your life right now, but you like to call upon them, just write my lover. And on the top of the heart, you're going to draw the Venus symbol. And then on the bottom of the end of the heart, you're going to draw the piece of fortune. So it's basically just the circle with an X in the middle. So then after that, and by the way, just so you know, that represents good luck. And and make sure you're envisioning happy thoughts, happy manifesting, love thoughts. And then when you're finished, just dab a drop of essential oil on each corner of the paper. So you just take your oil and just clockwise on each end. And then just go ahead and fold that 3 times towards people. Because we want to attract. And then, obviously, you're doing this at night. So you go outside, take the paper with you, find Venus shining bright in the sky, and then just recite starlight, star bright, first star see tonight. I wish I may, I wish I might have this wish I wish tonight. And then after that,
I love that. That's so good.
right. I know it's easy to remember too, right? So then after that, you just carry it with you and you continue attracting it. And Venus blessings will give you luck. So, and yep, and that's the end of this simple spell.
I'd say mine is also super simple. So it's so funny because like I was looking for like a pretty good couples spell, one that wasn't like, oh, one influence over the other, which is apparently a majority of what I found. However, I did find one that I thought was all right because it didn't impose anybody's will, and you actually have to do it together, and it's not really it's not really witchy. You can actually convince your man it's a meditation. Um, so, or your partner, it's a meditation if they're not really into witchy things. So basically, this one is best for closeness, and kind of like a soft reconnection. And then, just to kind of help that kind of bond come back if you've been trying to kind of grew apart a little bit because of work stress or life stress or anything like that.
And it happens,
Yeah. And then you get a candle. I would suggest white, red, or pink. And then the two of you, and an intention. You can also write what your intention is on a piece of paper and kind of burn it in the candle as well. But that's kind of like up to you. But basically, what you kind of do is you guys sit close, like you can hold hands or touch shoulders, and then you light the candle, and then but only one of you lights the candle. That so one person will light both candles, and then basically both of you say either quietly or together, we choose each other with care, honesty, and warmth. And then basically you will look at the flame, I'm sorry. Um, I would say for about like a minute or so, and then you kind of just breathe together, like get your breaths, as one, and then you basically blow the candles out, and that's it. And then you just kind of, let it be. I would not use the candles again for something else. You know what I mean? So, and there's only because it's just the one candle. So, I would not use it for anything else unless you're trying to do the spell again. But yeah, that was kind of it. Nothing crazy. I mean, you could probably, like I said, write your intentions down, and then burn it. And then also you could kiss after you blow it out. But,
oh, yeah, put your little touch to it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, and you can always add to it, dress your candle, whatever you want to do. But yeah, I just figured something simple, something quick and easy that's not super crazy because I know not everybody has a partner that is as into stuff as maybe some of us are. So
right.
Yeah.
Okay, well, with that being said, we're going to close this out with a reading from the Oracle deck. Right now I'm shuffling, and we're going to take this time out as I'm shuffling to kind of self-promote and like to get you guys to follow all of our socials. You should know by now, and I cannot believe we're on Spotify, like still.
Oh yeah, I know. That's right. We're on Spotify now. I forgot to mention that. If you follow us on socials, you know that. But yeah, hopefully you're following us on Spotify now. So that would be awesome. If you're not, go do it.
Oh my goodness. Oh, so yes, we're doing a tarot card of the day on the podcast. So,
and this episode will be released on the 13th So that's
Yeah.
what today should
On
be.
Friday. So yeah, and that is perfect to go ahead and do those spells because it's on Venus Day. So
Yep. And it's the day before Valentine's Day,
mhm.
which essentially is the first day of Lupercalia. So there you go. Start it up.
Oh yeah. Hmm. Sorry for the long pause, you guys. Okay, so I got the future anticipation preparation. Time will tell.
Hey,
So, um, basically, this card is giving me like, don't count your chickens before they hatch. So if you're like you're talking to somebody or
don't get too excited.
making any future plans, I wouldn't just yet. You know what I mean? Like, because people are allowed to change their minds about you or vice versa. You might see something in this person that you might not even, are, yeah, on terms with and like not really flow with they're throwing down. You know what I mean? So, um, you know, just kind of keep your options open and before you start planning out like, oh, we're gonna take this trip in 5 months from now, and 5 months later, you guys aren't even together anymore.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what the energy is. What I'm getting from here is don't count your chickens before they hatch.
Ain't that the truth of life?
Right.
Oh,
Well, I think that is it. I
that's
think
it.
that's it, Minerva.
Yep, I'd say that's the end of the episode for us today. So we want to thank you so much for joining us. And in not next week, but the week after Friday, we'll be releasing. All right. So yeah, if you want to go ahead and announce the next episode.
Yeah, that is the Black History episode where we are going to be talking about like the history, like when it involves like women of color and stuff like that, and plus like any like voodoo or hoodoo practitioners and herbalists and stuff like that, just everything that I have done my research on, and this is the big one. So
I'm so excited for
I'm
this
gonna
episode.
try to make this short, but like I have gotten a ton of information while doing research, and just I am that much smarter from like just learning about Mama Lola and more of Marie Laveau and stuff like that. That's just a couple of names to name a few.
Yeah.
So, and of course, we're going to touch on, modern witches, Black witches, women of color doing what we do and stuff, kind of giving more inspiration.
Yeah.
And flowers, of course, to the ones that are still doing it today. So that should be really fun.
That will be fun. I'm super excited for this episode. And to see what your research, all the research that you've done, come to in an episode, because I know you've done a lot. So yay.
Yep.
All right, everyone. Until next time.
All right. This is Cordelia Blackwood.
And this is Minerva Crowhurst. And you guys have a great day, because we're from Over the Cauldron Podcast.
All right. Bye, guys.